What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today I am jumping back into some more Orcs Must Die Unchained. This time we are heading into the Highlands. Now we're doing it with Brass today, and the challenge here I think is going to be trying to cope with the fact that Brass shouldn't be able to move easily between the two lines. So we're going to have to focus a lot on making sure that the right lane is self-sufficient, which I believe we sort of effectively worked out when we were playing with Elan before. So Viscous Tar, Force Scorcher, and Arrow Walls are definitely going to be in there. Solve Arctos, not really needed. We're going to drop that. We are going to try for some Floor Spikes, mix those in, and Lightning Rods seem to work out pretty well. So we're going to keep those in the build, and with Brass, Wall Building PhD, only 2 traps, 3 if you count the ballista, that actually benefit from that. So I think we will be better off. Brass isn't very good with combos either, so making it rain, not too good. I guess we'll leave the smashing deals there. I mean, because we can't really cheapen the lightning rod much more. Doing it for just a Floor Scorcher isn't really that great. We're going to change our items though. We are going to go with a Ring of Last Stand and Teleportation Ring. I would normally use the Vegetable Amending, but being able to go back to the Rift helps if any leaks get through what we set up here. So this is going to be a bit trickier, but hopefully we should be able to do this with the setup. I think it works out okay.
This place could use some improvements.
All right, here we go. So this is going to be crazy. Or at least I feel that way. Important places for Guardians, not right here, but over here. As well as the area directly in front of the path on the right, and then the 2 Guardian locations here and here for the left side. But what we're going to do to start off is we're going to make sure that everybody that travels through there gets roasted. And
Another genius setup.
whoever comes through here also gets slowed. After that, I think we just focus on lightning.
Right there. Another over here. Maybe one over here. Exactly. This will be useful.
Alright, I don't think that one's really going to be needed that much. But then we can also boom, 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 boom.
Till they come through here.
Wait, I can't. Oh, I'm out of money. Okay. Like, why can't I place anything there for a moment? Alright, so fewer lightning rods, but more damage just coming across via the physical traps this time. And this Floor Scorcher to burn pretty much everything that manages to step its way out of there. And the skybox in here actually looks really nice. Got the moving clouds and everything. Alright, I should put the turret right about there after everything else has sort of had its fill. So I don't expect anything to really get held here. I expect everything to basically just manage to run through and eventually get down to the bottom. This is basically just to soften up a lot of the smaller enemies. Once these lightning rods get fully upgraded by firing enough times, they should be pretty good at clearing out a lot of the fodder, and I'll just be dealing with the heavier enemies. Most of this is really just to make sure that we're not having to deal with barricades blowing up and this setup becoming significantly less effective later on. Let the lightning rods fire. Okay. Not too bad so far. A few things are kind of walking through here. We would benefit from a few more of those, but that's about it. Alright, and the rest of our coin should pretty much get saved. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Knew that was going to happen. Got my speed boost going. We got to hop back here. I'm going to lose the speed boost right around the time that I get to this. Thanks for the scrap.
And there was much rejoicing.
Not bad. Actually, while I'm over here. Boop.
Howdy, y'all.
Okay, that setup is actually a bit stronger than I expected it to be. It's actually doing pretty good back there on its own. Anyway, we're going to do here. We're going to set up these slows. Do a bit of that. Spikes. Slow. And a bit of that. Now for the most part, the floor Scorchers should take care of a lot of these. The final application here, though, is really going to be adding in a couple of rows of these guys. 8 is really what you're looking for, and then we're going to drop 2 of those. Those should take care of the boss that'll be coming up eventually. Alright, we've already opened that up. So I'm going to run back over here, and this is primarily going to be to basically put a couple of these guys back here. Pretty much part of the reason why I left this open. Once we get 2 up there, that should take care of the, what is it? I believe it's a I can't think of his name right now. It's the big dude that disables your traps. Bull God, there we go. Problems with playing this at 2 a.m. is definitely me being kind of tired and needing my memory. Alright, so there's Lysander. That's the boss that I think should basically be handled pretty well. We will see.
An unstable rift is opening. Destroy it.
So the thing about Lysander is that enemies killed behind him, he can summon basically where he is, and that's relatively dangerous. You basically want to make sure that you're only killing enemies near him or himself or it. Not really sure if undead floaty dude has like a gender or of what gender he might be, but at the same time, you just don't want to let anything get through that might cause you a problem. If you ever have issues with Lysander, that is. But basically, don't fight behind him. Fight in front of him and make sure that you target him as soon as possible. Or it. What was that? Oh crap. Yep, almost screwed myself over there. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, because we have a ton of time and a ton of room to place guardians, we're gonna do that. And then in here we're gonna do this. And then we won't need that gate.
The right setup for the most combos. Another over here.
Ooh, that hurt just a little bit.
Right there. They come right
All right, like way too much. Oop. All right. So he took a bit of damage, and I did too. But let's go ahead and set up the rest of this.
come through here. Another genius setup. The right setup for the most combos.
And I don't think there's any bosses that comes through here. Just a bajillion earth elementals.
To be placed
So
perfectly. Another over here. Exactly. Maybe one over here.
we can just basically fill this area out with lightning rods, and eventually all of that will take care of itself. The one thing that the lightning rods will sort of be able to wean themselves on are the firelings as they come through, and then as they get stronger, they will have an easier time taking out harder enemies. Now, because of how good the turret is at setting up here, we're actually going to try to keep it healed and see if we can try to get it to level 3. Takes forever though.
Gonna be a big hole.
Okay, so that's maxed out. Go ahead, head back to start.
Howdy, y'all.
I'm pretty much just going to be throwing coin around so that I can use these guardian spots for movement.
My post only with
Okay,
Right there. This will be useful. They come right through here. Maybe one over
I
here.
protect.
and right around here.
This will be useful. The right setup for the most combos.
You want to make sure that they sort of die around the guardian.
I guard the rift.
And I think we should be pretty good. There's actually a few more things that we can put over here to flesh it out and make sure that the guardian is safe. Those will help. And that must be a Chaos Kobold. Really, I'm surprised he actually stayed around the guardian. That's a odd place. And he didn't disable these, which is also interesting. Either that or the turret was able to basically stand over here and prevent him from being able to place anything long term. I don't recall whether or not the turret auto shoots crystals though, or totems, enemy totems. Because I think that's effectively what they are. I don't think I need anything else over here. Better save the trap slots.
They will not pass.
As I'm sure I could always use something else in the center or on the left. But I'm actually liking the turret hold up here. That was something I was not expecting to be particularly strong, but I might be wrong. Yeah, turret's putting in work. I mean, it's taking a bit of damage, which is okay. I mean, I expect it to. If it was just immortal, then whatever. That also could be an issue with its placement, but right there it also seems to be able to get a good amount of firing done while enemies are still under the effects of the slow. Alright.
I guard the rift.
Now the right side I believe is pretty much bulletproof. They can throw everything they want at it, and those slows and the floor scorchers in combination with basically the guardian and the lightning rods will take care of just about everything. We can still use the slow around this corner here. Not sure if one back there would actually be worth anything at all. And I think for the most part we're good. I mean, I could
Another over here.
do a little bit more of that. Those last two on the end might be kind of useless.
The rift will be protected.
But yeah, really not much else to do. But this is the area to watch. It has fire elementals. These earth elementals will start popping up. We do want to let the lightning rods actually hit stuff. Just because if they don't fire, they become less useful. We could, of course, be doing that. Like, you can win a lot of this map with just pure trap damage. It's one of the few maps that actually turn out like that. Now, that may not be the case for Chaos Trials. Chaos Trials, you will want a very different setup to focus your damage and maximize, you know, things just not being able to get into the rift. But that's only for like really, really high tier stuff. Whoa, that's unfortunate.
Destroy it.
Just keep trying to ruin my fun with these unstable rifts.
Well done. The unstable rift has been destroyed.
I like to always remind people, it is very useful to remember that Brass can cancel her cannonball, but not her primary attack at the moment. So, right click before left click, always. Nice. So yeah, this setup actually seems to be working wonders. I thought it might actually be a little bit weaker with Brass, but I think this seems to be better than when I did it with Elan. Primarily because of Brass's turret. I'm just gonna backpedal all the way over here. Let's go this way. Yeah, so there is the kobolds and kobold pups. The lightning rods seem to just be picking off some of them. Not really doing a huge job there, but since everything seems to catch on fire at least once, and tier 7 floor scorchers are definitely enough to kill any of the kobolds in the game. That seems to be working out pretty well. Alright, now the question is really how much damage they can deal to this turret. You have to visit this just to whack it a few times to keep it up. If I did not heal this, it would have died by now. And that basically would have been a ton of scrap down the drain. Now with these being somewhat larger enemies, they're earth elementals. Alright, let's see if the Guardian can take out the rest of these. Yep. Alright, so setup basically has handled just about everything so far. And I believe from last time that the big game hunting ballista should basically take care of this guy all on his own. Yep. Indeed, Bogod's just down. Now, if they manage to actually defeat that turret, the center could become a problem, but it looks like the heavy guys died, and the turret is victorious. Alright, and then I could just help out for time's sake here. Alright, let's get it done. Alright, and there we go. Higher score than I expected too. I think that's just because of the combination of traps that I used. because lightning has the potential for 2 combo points. So does fire. That was actually a really good setup. I did not expect the setup there to be that effective. So it's nice to see that it was. You can see I dealt very little damage there. That was mostly all traps. And we got the maximum time bonus, which is weird. I don't think I got the max time bonus before. Like 3 and point something. I don't know. But that should be Highlands with brass. What do we have going on next? It looks like the next map is going to be Avalanche. And Avalanche, I don't think anybody has trouble with for Rift Lord too much. I mean, like as far as characters go, there's nobody that has a definite advantage. Mobility is a plus here, but I have to experiment with some more pathing here because since they made this rear area accessible, there's no single path method that I found for this map yet, and I may just want to revisit that to see what's possible. But I'll get into that in the future, but we'll get into the regular Avalanche map with Elin and Brass at a later date, and you know, hopefully you guys will be along for the ride. If you have any questions about Brass and Elin, feel free to drop them in the comments beneath the video, and until then, I'll be working on getting more Orcs info and gameplay out for you guys. As always, I sincerely appreciate you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something, that's great. And until next time, as always, have a good one, folks.